had thought it to be nothing more than just a lengthened MiG-15. In fact, it was a new design that had proved on the problems found in the earlier MiG-15s. MiG-15 was very, very unstable at high speeds, and if you turned it too tight and too fast a speed, it went into an uncontrolled snap roll, rolling over on its back, and then that converted into a spin, and sometimes it was unrecoverable depending on how far above the ground you were. To overcome this problem, they lengthened the fuselage on the MiG-17. They put small fences on top of the wing. You'll be able to see those. And they put an afterburner on it. The first Russian-built aircraft with an afterburner. Now, coming in over your right shoulder at 550 miles an hour, flown by David Macaluso, call sign Cujo, is the MiG-17 from the Vietnam era. Made famous by the Vietnam War, the MiG-17 was the primary enemy aircraft engaged in the skies over Vietnam by such aircraft as the F-100, the 105, and its primary nemesis, the Phantom F-4. During that war and up until the F-16 Viper went into service, it was the tightest turning fighter aircraft in the world. Heavily equipped with two 23mm cannons and a 37mm cannon. You can see the fire coming out of the tailpipe of the afterburner in this high G turn. All done within the confines of the airport here, about 1,500 feet. Then watch him as he pulls a 7G pull to a half Cuban 8. Now Cujo back on the stick. 7 times the force of gravity pushing him down into the seat of the MiG-17. 7 Gs, 450 knots over the top. In the inverted, now he'll roll that MiG-17 back to the upright position and complete the half Cuban 8 maneuver. Rate of climb 30,000 feet in 3 minutes. It top out at over 53,000 feet in altitude and a top speed of a little over 700 miles an hour. Cujo, the pilot, born in Baltimore, Maryland, transplanted to Georgia, attended ROTC down there, went to Vance Air Force Base and became a T-38 instructor pilot. Spent 12 years flying in the United States Air Force. In the mid-90s, he was selected to be an instructor pilot at the Air Force's Test Pilot School at Edwards Air Force Base, and he's director of a private company that provides a lot of flight test support and special projects to the Air Force. Down now at 200 knots, going to show you a thrust-to-weight demonstration of just how powerful this Vietnam-era aircraft was. Watch the pull to the vertical. And the afterburner. Cujo has more than 400 hours in the MiG-17 and the MiG-15. One of the few pilots that teach the full range of the MiG's envelope, from deep stalls to dangerous speeds up to approaching up to the speed of sound, at which the aircraft has a peculiarity known as a mock tuck, where they get up close to the speed of sound. It has a tendency to tuck the nose way under and become uncontrollable. All right, get your cameras ready. You're going to look right down into the cockpit. A top plan form view of the MiG-17 with David Macaluso. Got it slowed down so you can see it well. Now, Cujo is going to set up for an 8G pull. You know, you and I generate 1 G-force standing here on the ground. If you weigh 200 pounds and you pull 5 Gs, that means that you got 1,000 pounds of your weight being pushed down in that seat. Great pressure on the airplane, but watch now at 550 knots. He's going to pull 8 Gs as he pulls back on that stick and goes to the vertical and goes through 12,000 feet. we go.
He passed out.
Boy, that's some elevator ride. 30,000 feet a minute initially. Rolls over to the inverter to maintain positive G's at the top. And then points that nose straight back down to Lackland Air Force Base, San Antonio, Texas. Take him just a second to get down. And then he'll be back for another photo pass, and that will be it. And coming up after Cujo, the F-15 Strike Eagles. All right, in from the right now. Cujo, he's got the pedal to the metal right down the 500-foot line. About 100 feet in the air, right over the top of the Mustang. Here's the MiG-17.
It can't. It'll destroy itself. It's not meant for breaking this over. Yeah, like those aerodynamics, they can do it. Mustang, they did. Yeah.
David Macaluso and the MiG-17F. This aircraft is owned by Randy Ball of Fighter Jets Incorporated. Lives over in East Texas. And Randy will be back in that airplane in a couple of months. Here's the one final pass of the pitch to land by the MiG-17.